Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the Let's Reign podcast, revealing conversations with UC coaches, players, and administrators. I'm your host, Dan Hoard. I've been the radio voice of the Bearcats now for 25 years, and my guests on this episode are my first father-son combo. I did Hall of Famer Antwan Peek's games in the early 2000s, and now I have the opportunity to broadcast Antwan Peek Jr.'s games as a sophomore football player at UC. Here's my first question. I'm going to call you Antwan, but when you two guys are together, what do people call Antwan Jr.? Junior?
Junior.
All right, just so we know who I'm talking to during the course of this conversation, You will be Antwan, you will be Junior. When my son played high school sports, it was great, but it was stressful for me. You want your child to do well.
Right.
What's it been like for you to watch Antwan Jr.?
Well, it was a blessing because I was able to be his coach during high school, to be there for him the first 3 years, and had kind of let him go his senior year, and to be on the sideline and be able to watch him. I always knew what type of talent he had. I always knew what type of work ethic he had. So it was just a matter of just going out there and performing, and it was an enjoyment for me to be able to see him have success and just out there having fun.
Did he treat you like one of the guys, or was he extra hard on you?
I felt like he treated everyone the same, including me. Off the field, he was a little harder on me, but that's just because, him being my dad and being my coach at the same time and being in the same household, it was a little different outside of the field, but on the field, he treated all of us the same.
So when your dad is at a game, do you know where he is in the stands? Can you hear his voice even when it's a noisy crowd?
Before the games, he's always right before the tunnel, and I always dap him up before the game. But after that, I have no idea where he's at. I'm just so locked into the game. I'm just so ready.
Yeah.
But against Arizona State, after I forced that fumble, he came behind me, smacked my neck. I didn't know who it was, but it ended up being him. But for the most part, he's usually just doing his own thing, just trying to let me play my game and stay focused.
All right, let's talk about forced fumbles. In your UC career, you set the all-time record with 17 of them,
right,
including 7 in one season. That's a school record. You had 6 more in the NFL in 5 seasons. You have 4 so far this season, including 2 in one game. What is it about the Peeks? I mean, Charles Tillman had the peanut punch in his NFL days. What is it about you two guys that you're capable of forcing so many fumbles?
Well, I'll tell you, even when I was his coach in Little League as well. So even in the beginning, I was teaching him how to strip the ball, strip to the sky, rip that ball out. And it naturally just became a knack for him. I'm getting goosebumps because, I know where it come from. And, he just developed a knack for it. And he's been doing it ever since.
2 in one game against UCF, and you shared with me in a recent conversation that we had that in the middle of that game, your phone is nowhere nearby. You get a text from your dad letting you know that you've got a shot at his single game record of 3. Doesn't he know that your phone is not on the sideline?
Yeah, he definitely knows, but it's just kind of the thing that he does. And this just kind of became almost like a ritual. I'm always getting messages from him and my mom during the game, and I usually don't ever see it until after the game. Sometimes I'll be able to check during halftime, but I tend to not want to check my phone during halftime. But I'm always getting messages from my mom and my dad, and it's always cool seeing those messages after the game, just like knowing that they're locked in, like always. But I just love seeing those messages after the game.
You've got the all-time sack record at UC, all-time block kicks record at UC, all-time tackles for loss record at UC. He's not going to break those. But forced fumbles might be in the conversation. Do you want him to break your record?
Absolutely. After 20-plus years of being at the top of that list and, to see that Junior has a possibility to topping it after all these these athletes that has come through here. I'm looking forward to it, actually. I'm looking forward to it.
Your dad went to the UC Athletic Hall of Fame last year. What was that like for you?
I just thought it was really cool. After that, I kind of felt like all eyes were on me. It's like, who's this Peek Jr. guy on the field? And, you know, I just always wanted to make my dad proud, my mom proud, my whole family proud. And I just want to just uphold that legacy and just be great like my dad was.
Let's talk about how each of you guys got here. You went to Woodward High School, football and basketball star.
Yeah.
How did you wind up at UC?
Well, Mick Cronin was my high school basketball coach. He was the assistant coach at Woodward High School. And when he came over with Coach Huggs, Huggs used to always come and watch our games. And, Huggs was a big part, him and Mick Cronin and me coming here, because I said, hey, I want the opportunity to play some basketball. So they said, hey, you can do that here. Rick Minner wasn't happy about that, but hey, it was a big part of it, even if it was just for a little bit. It was just, something that I really wanted to do. Saw guys like Julius Peppers, out there playing and was able to do both, and Ward down in Florida. But, that was the big reason why I came here. And then, once Minner took that from me, and I was able to lock in football, I mean, the rest was history.
I do remember doing some of your basketball games on Fox 19 back then. I think your all-time best tackle wasn't in football. I think it happened on a basketball game. You brought a guy down pretty hard, as I recall.
Hey, Huggs always said, if you're going to foul hard. so, hey, I tried to do my part there.
Antwan Jr., your story was a little bit different. You went to Indian Hill High School. You originally came to Cincinnati as a preferred walk-on before quickly earning a scholarship. But was it a dream of yours growing up to play where your dad played?
It's always been a dream of mine. He's always taking me to the UC camps, all the football camps, basketball camps, all of that. And just coming here as a kid, I've always just wanted to come here. Just seeing the things that he's done, all the records that he has, the block kicks, sacks, all that stuff. I just always thought that was pretty cool, and I just wanted to follow his footsteps.
7 block kicks in your UC career. I asked Junior recently which of your records impressed him the most. He said the block kicks. How did you block 7 kicks?
Well, there was no jump over rule when I was playing. So I kind of used the basketball skills to kind of get over the top of centers. And I just kind of had a knack for the angle of which the kickers wanted to kick. So that's where I always aim my jump for that angle. When I see that kicker point that hand like this, that's where I was lining up. But that was it. It was just sacrificing my body for the greater good.
You played on some good teams at UC. You guys went to bowl games your final 3 years. You had some great teammates, Trent Cole, Gino Guidugli, and others. What do you cherish most about your playing experience at UC?
Just the brotherhood. Those guys are still, around and still brothers to this day. Just the family environment that we were able to create as teammates. Made being a Bearcat all the worthwhile. Actually, not too long ago, I had a chance to talk with Blue Adams, and he's over there at Michigan State, and we talked for a while and, talked about the past times, but it's just that brotherhood, that forever brotherhood, and, we're still linked together like a chain, and, that's the good feeling about being a Bearcat and being a part of that team.
Did you get to know some of your dad's UC teammates as you were growing up?
Yeah, I've met quite a few of them. I'm still in contact with one of his teammates' sons. I can't think of his name right now.
Derek Adams.
Yeah, Derek Adams. And it's like he's doing all like the food challenges and stuff like that. And I'm just always in touch with that and with him. But yeah, growing up, I've met so many of his teammates, and I just always thought it was cool, just like me and all of his teammates, and that was a great. It just made me decide to like help come to Cincinnati. Just overall, just made my decision to go to Cincinnati.
You were an infant when your dad was playing in the NFL. What have people told you about your father's playing days?
I've heard so much about him. I've heard how scrappy he was. I've seen a couple videos of him getting in fights on the field. But yeah, I just heard just how scrappy he was, how dominant he was on the field, and how hard working he was. And that just kind of inspired me to be the player that I am today. Just being that hard working and running to the ball every single play and just hitting as hard as I can.
All right, let's talk about your season because you're having an excellent year. Pro Football Focus grades every player on every snap in both the NFL and in college football. You're graded as the number 5 safety in the country, number 1 against the run, and in fact, number 1 against the run at any position in college football at this point this year. So that's the PFF ranking. I want to get the APS ranking, which is Antwan Peek Sr. How do you think the junior's playing?
Oh, man. Well, again, it's been a ton of fun watching him. I'm giving him a high grade as well. He's been physical. He's always around the ball, even if he isn't making the tackle, which is a proud moment. You always want 11 hats to the ball. So he does that very well. And it reminds me, even, like I said, going back to his youth years, I had him at running back, which he was a great running back, and he'd be like, Dad, I want to go on defense. He would always ask me, and I'm like, look.
Peeks like to hit people.
Oh, yeah. But, I think he's doing a great job. I think he's taking advantage of his opportunities, and I'm just enjoying seeing him take advantage.
I'm going to ask you not to be too humble here. What do you think you've done especially well this year?
I think just running to the ball, just the run game. That's my biggest thing that I think I've done pretty good. I think I still need to work on just like man-to-man stuff, but that has improved a lot since the off season. But yeah, like I said, the run game, just being able to come downhill, I've been doing pretty good at that, and just making tackles.
How do you feel about the growth of the program? You and the guys that you played with were certainly an integral part in beginning that climb to what UC has achieved since. When you watch Junior play in the Big 12 and some of the things this school has accomplished, how does that make you feel?
And I can speak for my former, teammates as well. We're all happy to be a part of it, and be Bearcats. We can wear our shirts with pride, around the city, and, really enjoy, the growth of the program. And, the funny thing about, the UC coaches, they're always turning over. But I think the athletic director has done a good job of bringing in the right coach for our style of players, blue-collar players, guys that are hard workers. And, just being able to see coaches come through and bring in the type of players that fits this program, I think is exciting.
Last year was a challenge. New league, tougher league, coaching change, a lot of personnel changes. It was difficult. This year, you're on the cusp of clinching a bowl berth, and hopefully you can do much better than that. How do you feel about the way that the team has performed to date?
I feel like we've been playing really good. We've been playing as one. That's a big thing that we've been talking about this season. Just playing together, play for each other, and just having each other's backs. That's just been a big thing that we've been talking about. And the strong shall reign. That's another big thing. That's one of our mottos, with like the strength staff and all that. And as of right now, we're doing really good. We still have a lot to improve, and we're going to keep improving. We still have 4 games left, and we're planning on winning every single one of these games. We're just ready.
You're both Cincinnati guys. How important is the success of Bearcat football to you having been raised here?
I mean, you know, the fact that we're both. He's going to be an alumni, and being alumni, and our family being here and being able to see the success of the program and being able to say, hey, my son and grandson went to that university. You know, it's been special. It's been special.
And how about you? What's it mean to be one of the hometown heroes on the team right now?
It feels really good. Just being able to play for my family, playing for the name on the front and the back of my jersey. You know, just being able to do great things for the city.
All right, last thing. When you were a freshman a couple of years ago and redshirted, one of your teammates was Wilson Huber, Bearcat linebacker at the time. His dad was a Bearcat. His grandfather was a Bearcat. His great-grandfather was a Bearcat. Mm-hmm. We've got Antwan Peek. We've got Antwan Peek Jr. Somewhere down the road, could there be a Trey, an Antwan Peek III wearing red and black? What do you think?
That's for sure a possibility.
Is that something that you know is kind of a dream in the back of your head?
Hey, you know, like you said before, we want to create a legacy, and hopefully, you know, with the job that me and him has done for the program, when they see another Peek come through, they know that, you know, that's one that they can count on. So, you know, yes, I do. One day, you know, being able to see AP3 step out there, that'd be a beautiful thing.
I don't know if I'll still be broadcasting at that point. I'm getting up there in years, but it's been a thrill to broadcast Antwan Sr. and Antwan Jr. Keep up the great play this year, and congratulations to both of you on what you've accomplished at UC.
We really appreciate you, Dan. Thank you.
You bet.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know who you would like to hear from next on the Let's Rain podcast.